Oh, hello and welcome to What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. I am him. I am coming to you live for a video breakdown of Jordyn Tyson out of Arizona State. He is one of the best, probably the best athlete in the wide receiver draft class. We will, of course, see how good of an athlete he is once we get to the combine. Is he the best wide receiver, though? Stay tuned to find out. My name, of course, is Jamie Jakes. My name is not, fortunately for you, Chris Sims. To give you an idea of what Chris Sims was up to in his film breakdown last year, here you go. Pretty laughable. Travis Hunter, NFL ready baller. Okay, 2025 draft class for Chris Sims. Kyle Williams, number 2. Difference maker. All right, we know that. Definitely not Pop Douglas is going to compete him. Tedderoa McMillan, aka T-Mac, aka, is he allowed to say it? Not for me to decide, that's for sure. Jalen Knoll, not even the best wide receiver on his team, and Trey Harris. And hey, we all got fooled by Trey Harris last year. Not everybody on this podcast got fooled by Travis Hunter last season. We all had Tedderoa McMillan as our wide receiver 1, of course. And, of course, Jaden Higgins over Jalen Knoll for the Iowa State Cyclones is how we had those ranked. So thank you for joining us. We are going to hit some. We are going to miss some, as everybody does. But God willing, we'll hit a few more than what Chris Sims hit last season. And that will bring us to our film breakdown. A little bit of a note section here for you. We like to focus on meaningful reps. So you're not going to see any Texas State film out of us today. We are going to focus on the applicable reps, not just the highlights that he was putting up against Texas State, the Bobcats, I believe. Not the type of talent that we are going to see in the NFL for Jordyn Tyson. All right. Of course, I am getting this film from Just the Tape. He does put out every target, every meaningful block rep too, which we're not going to go over today, but that's pretty valuable. Every meaningful rep of his season, this guy compiles for us. He does have it behind a very, 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 very tiny paywall of, I think, like $3 a month. So I highly recommend y'all go ahead and give him a follow, because he is somebody who puts in the work and gets stuff out to us in the fantasy football and real life football community. With that being said, I do have all in the comments section, every single meaningful rep that I am going to talk about or not talk about today. I might skip over a few. So please go ahead and give Just the Tape a subscription and go ahead and become a premium member for them so you can watch every target, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But once you watch, you will find out that I'm right about everything. All right? Here's a little intro for Just the Tape. Of course, we've got some unofficial metrics for this young man, 6'2", 200 pounds, what he listed at. We'll see what happens at the combine. That's really all I care about at the combine. I don't care about the 40-yard dash. I don't care about your bench press. All I care about is how big your hands are and how big your body is, okay? So we are going to start here with the good. As I said, we are going to go over the good. We're going to go over the bad. We're going to go over the ugly of this Jordyn Tyson film. And at the very end, I'll show you where he gets hit in the nuts in the middle of the season. Pretty funny clip to end the show today. Number one, what we're going to go over is he's got some horrible quarterback play that he played with. And I know you're saying, well, Jamie, you said we were going to talk about the good things about this guy's film. And I would argue that is a good thing about this guy's film, because a lot of his metrics without this piece of information say this guy's not that good. Well, his quarterback, both of his quarterbacks, left a lot on the table for him to be desired. So we'll show you a couple clips here. He lines up on both sides of the football field. You'll notice some sweet white uniforms, by the way. A little bit of a jump pass that went 5 yards out of bounds. Of course, that's not a good look for your quarterback. We'll go on a little bit later. Deep ball on a left hand roll out, broken up. You say, well, that was an actual good pass, but watch this. All right. We'll talk about this clip later, actually. We've got it later on as a contested catch clip. But look at this man coverage here and how he just blasts past. I believe this is man coverage, as he just blasts past his defender. Not man coverage, that's zone, I think. Who knows what was going on in Baylor's head over here. But look at this separation that he is able to create. Maybe it's a blown coverage, whatever. But if I'm Jordyn Tyson, if I've got one complaint about him so far, he's not nearly a big enough diva. He's going to be a wide receiver one in the NFL. He better be a bigger diva, because if you get this wide open in the NFL and your quarterback delays the pass this much and leaves it this far short to make you look like an absolute buffoon, I get back in the huddle and tell him what's what. All right. Look at when he lifts it. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. Throws him the ball eventually, throws him short into coverage, pass breakup. Spoiler alert, contested catch, not one of Jordyn Tyson's best attributes. Maybe we'll get two more in. I'm enjoying watching how bad this quarterback play is. Wide open on a little short route, and his quarterback misses him by about 7 yards. Let's watch that one more time. Man coverage, little 5-yard curl route. Everybody in high school can make that throw, except for his quarterback on that play. And you can see Jordyn is visibly frustrated with that, which I would be too. Can't blame the man for that. Jordyn Tyson, one-on-one coverage. Not a lot of separation there, but his quarterback goes ahead and overthrows him by a lot. If you're 6'2", and you've got a half a step on your defender, especially if you're against the top 10 Texas Tech Raiders, you'd like to see your quarterback put that one on the money. Two more timestamps for you there if you want to go ahead and subscribe, become a premium member to JTT, who I'm not advertising for him or anything, but he is a pretty decent follow. All right, let's get into the fiscal attributes of Jordyn Tyson. Number one, this guy, all right, and I'm going to get the sound effect ready. This guy, he is bouncy. I'm talking he can get way up there, all right? And that's why he's going to be number one first-round draft pick, and that's why he's going to make more money in his career than I will in my entire life. Let's show you a couple of balls that he gets up in the sky on here. Got a great view of a crossing route, and he gets way up there for that. And that's a dangerous pass. That could be picked. Jordyn Tyson bails his quarterback out on that one. See the full play in its whole totality. One more time, Jordyn Tyson. That ball's pretty high. Dangerous pass, especially if you have a safety over top there. Could be a bad tipped ball. Jordyn Tyson says, I'm going to go up. I'm going to snatch that. I'm going to eat that, is what he said. Show you one more physical attribute. I think his vertical, I think he's going to jump out of the freaking combine. God willing, he does. I assume all of these wide receivers will participate in the combine, because there isn't a real clear wide receiver one. We'll get to that, who he is clear wide receiver one, a little bit later in today's episode. Got him. Went up there, snatched it out of the air for a touchdown. Jordyn Tyson. See that play one more time. Whoop! That's mine. Corner of the end zone against a 2-1 Baylor team. Look out. Look out for Baylor. I think he's going to come out as the fastest 40-yard dash in this combine. He's got short speed, good little burst here on this slant route. Whoop. Yeah, a little maybe OPI on that play, but demonstrates his quickness in a small field. We've got another one here for you, and I believe this one will be a little bit of a come and go. A little bit of a strange route there. I don't think I've seen that too often. He's going to outrun his defenders there, get to the corner, score a touchdown for the boys. See him demonstrate his speed here against Utah. Great defense. And he's just going to go ahead and get the edge. A little bit of a stiff arm, high stepping into the end zone against a undersized, but from what I hear, I'm not going to pretend like I've scouted this guy a ton already, but this number 2 for the Utah defense, from what I hear, pretty good ball player. That's what I've been hearing. So he does go ahead and get the corner on him. That's a good sign of his good long speed. We'll show you one more long speed play here, and he's just gonna whoop And ironically, this is one of the plays he pulls up with a hamstring injury. I think this actually ended his game here. A couple of hamstring injuries. And if you're going to run that fast, you better have strong hamstrings. Tweaked it earlier in this game, actually. And to his credit, came back, fought back, and pretty much finished the game. But this was a fourth down play, had to have it. I think if I rewind it a little bit more here, it'll show you the down and distance, 4th and 2. Jordyn Tyson, whoop, cute little out route. He could have got him there, but quarterback a little bit lazy. Good pass, though. Great speed in space, but he's going to pull up, and he's actually got a hamstring injury. I believe earlier in this game, he did like a fake hamstring touchdown celebration after they tweaked it the first time. I think this was about all she wrote for this one. Good separation there against a great defense in the Texas Tech Raiders. Got his hands on it, ran up the field, made a play on 4th and 2, had to have it. Good speed. I think he's going to be the best athlete in this draft class from the wide receiver position. We will see. He is an absolute demon against man. When we'll get to the downside, he struggles contested catch. He struggles against zone, sorta. But against man, he was basically uncoverable against Mississippi State here, an actual college football team. Whoop! Gave him a little whoop. Now, if I'm to criticize this, he kind of does this same little setup for a lot of different things, and he kind of always breaks it the same way. So he'll have to mix it up. He is definitely not a finished prospect. A lot of fine-tuning will be required of him, so landing spot will be key. But he is, like I said, I think one of the best athletes in this draft class. One more time. Whoop! See you later. Gets the first down on 3rd and 3. Had to have it there. Whoop! Puts his defender on his heels for that one. Let's watch a few more against man. 4th and 1 in the goal line. Stretches out. Catches it. Not a great pass, but bails out his quarterback yet again. Good little touchdown celebration. Goes right to his teammate, by the way. After the touchdown, he doesn't celebrate by himself in the end zone. Goes straight to his teammate and says, hey, let's do our little dance that we practice in the locker room before the game. Love to see it. Some people think it's corny. I like to see my guys playing with their friends. In route, long. We saw earlier that his quarterback couldn't really hit deep balls at all. So I'll kind of give him a pass on that. I think he's going to come out with a pretty good route tree, but a lot of his man beaters were short routes, and I think that was out of necessity just because of how bad his quarterback was. See a few more here. This one against a ranked TCU. Deep ball. Here's your deep ball. Wide freaking open. One of the only deep balls his quarterback hit on all season. And we're going to see how you see what I mean? He's kind of got that same stutter. And I don't know if that's going to fool everybody in the NFL. You might have to kind of mix his footwork up a little bit. But either way, look at that speed. Give him an inch, he's going to take a mile. And he took it for a touchdown right there against a good Texas Christian University Horny Frogs team. One last zone or man beater right there. Good route, by the way. You can kind of see similar footwork there. So something that he's going to have to work on. Like I said, unfinished prospect. He's going to need some fine tuning if he's going to be good in the NFL. But we went over the good. Now let's go over the bad. And like I said, we'll get to the ugly at the very end. Struggles with contested catch. A guy who's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, you'd like to see. I don't like seeing players who only make contested catches in college football. I do like to see separation, which we've already demonstrated, especially against man coverage. But I think where he's really going to struggle with in the NFL against bigger receivers, because when he played against better talent, more athletic talent, he really struggled in a contested catch. Not the same when he's playing against Texas State or whatever. But a little in route there, not a lot of separation. Could have come down with it. 3rd and 5. I mean, I don't know what the hell the quarterback was thinking throwing to him there anyway. But 3rd and 5, blanketed on that coverage. Got the ball swatted away. Next play here. Here's the one we already watched. Beats his man deep. Quarterback throws him into coverage. But we get a look at his contested catch. And God, I'd like to see some stronger hands there. We've definitely got players in this draft class that would come down with that one, even with that bad throw from his quarterback. But another one here, he goes up for it. He got up high. Good athleticism. Bad throw, late throw. Throw me the ball. What he should be screaming at his quarterback after this one. By the way, maybe a little bit of a blown coverage there. Went up. Couldn't come down with it. You would have liked to see that, and he would tell you that, hey, I need to come down with that football. I think if you sat him down in an interview, Jordyn Tyson would be like, I think that's what I need to work on. Another one kind of gets punched out late. Squeeze it with your hands. Kind of hurt his back on that one. Now you see him doing a nice little glute bridge. I think he landed pretty hard on his back. Maybe a wind knocked out of him situation. But would have liked to see him come down with that and then take the time. People don't believe me. People don't believe me. He's not a great contested catch guy. So let's watch one final one. Corner ball, one-handed. Could have gone up with two hands. Contested catch. Ball falls incomplete. Not a lot of completions from him in the contested catch zone. Okay, as far as I've seen this season. Big guy. You know, you'd expect him to be physical after contact. I'm sure he breaks some tackles along the way, but I would have liked to seen him be a little bit more consistent on these short balls to make something happen for your quarterback. 3rd and 5, plenty of separation. Just got to make one man miss, unable to there. And we'll show you one more here. Why don't we? A little screen play, blockers out in front. Smallest man on the football field wraps him up, takes him down. And maybe could have gotten a better block from one of his guys up there, but man coverage, only guy you got to beat really on that one. Unable to keep his feet churning on that one. So big guy, powerful guy, but not a lot of pulse coming out of him after the catch. Now, against zone, he does an okay job. He doesn't do an excellent job. There's definitely guys in this draft class who do a much better job than he does after the catch, or against zone. I don't know if it's a coaching thing or what. That's more of a delayed, kind of blown play situation there. But clearly zone coverage, and he doesn't have a great instincts on where to find that hole. He should have been closer. He should have had heels more on the 40-yard line, the plus 40-yard line there, where he would have been farthest away from all 4 of his defenders on that one. Kind of runs himself into coverage there. We'll show you another example here. And again, I don't know if this is coaching. I don't know if this is more formulaic, like you got to run this route because our quarterback stinks, or if it is him just being a little bit uncomfortable finding the center, the real hole in that zone. He's not good at finding the hole in the zone as good as other guys in this draft class. So this is another good example. I would have liked him to kind of pull into the middle of the field right here where that big gap is, where he could have made some run after the catch there. But instead he kind of sits down at the top of that trident where it makes it easy for his defender to kind of wrap him up there. We got one more example of struggle against the zone for Jordyn Tyson. Quarterback drops back. That one wasn't quite so bad, but he could have maybe sat this one down a little bit lower and created a little bit more after the catch. Again, I don't know if that's more of like a coaching thing or what. On his Pro Football Focus profile, Jordyn Tyson is listed with 1 drop this whole season. That's false. We'll listen to what Pro Football Focus says. All right, these graders don't know what the hell they're even looking at. 1 drop. So I'm not even going over the Texas State games, the Colorado game where they were like 1-8. I'm not even going over those. I found 3 examples over the course of like 5 games, I think, that I scouted for him. Drops that one. You could call that maybe contested catch, but if you watch it closely, ball's out of his hand before the defender gets there. So there's one. Pro Football Focus. Okay. Quarterback dropping back to pass. Clear drop there. You could say maybe that was a little bit low, a little bit outside of his target, but go ahead and catch that one for him. Clearly a drop. If I'm grading it, which I'm not, and hey, I'm not making $30 an hour graded for Pro Football Focus. So, say what you want about me, but Jordyn Tyson, I've got 3 drops graded for him. He's lazy with this one. Creates good separation. Man coverage again, by the way, creates great separation right off the rip. Little go route on the inside. Quarterback actually great throw. I think he was surprised that his quarterback threw him a great pass. So he went up with one hand, should have gone up with two, should have been a touchdown against the, top 10 Texas Tech Raiders at that point. So he's got 3 drops, according to me. I didn't even go through all of his meaningless games. Maybe he's got more in there. He had 1 false start on his film. He did have a little bit of a yellow flag here with the hamstring injuries. So kind of tweaks it here early in the game. I believe this is, against Texas Tech. Kind of shakes it off, gets back in the game, finishes the kind of like the whole game. But later on this play that we already watched, he really kind of pulls it bad as he's pulling away from the defenders who are allegedly really good. Gets tripped up, and that was kind of all she wrote. Or no, I think he went back in again, and then later on, totally hurt his hamstring. I think against late in the season, he didn't play very much. Whatever game that was, BYU or something. Anyways, all right, I promised you I was going to leave you on him getting hit in the nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and let the analysts on this one take this away for me here, because I'd say it's pretty funny.
The next level.
Then he's got Spider-Man in his corner. He's got Heinz Ward in his corner. And back out to the edge. And close to a first down again for Tyson. He is marked a couple yards short, and he stays down, grabbing his midsection.
An injury.
Oh, and writhing in pain as he hops back up.
Writhing. Wow.
It's a bad situation.
It's a handful.
Temporarily.
Yeah, that's a handful. For Hamilton, set up this goal to go.
He is a handful. That's for sure. Certainly a handful to cover. Great athlete, Jordyn Tyson. I think he will be the best athlete in this draft class. Is he the best wide receiver in this draft class? I don't think so. And we're going to cover more film breakdowns of these other 2 guys, but I've got Lemon ahead of him in this draft class. And I've got Carnell Tate as the clear and obvious wide receiver 1 in this draft class. Don't think it's even close. I will do a film breakdown of both of those guys. I have not scouted the Alabama lad yet. All of my friends and a lot of analysts out there have told me, hey, this Alabama guy, he's legit. Watch out for him. So I'm gonna hold my judgment on him. Maybe I'm gonna drop Tyson down even one more notch after I get a peek at this Alabama lad who allegedly is very, very good. So unfinished prospect, I would say maybe the second highest ceiling in this draft class, just because I don't think Lemon is that great of an athlete or that elite of an athlete. I think this Jordyn Tyson's got a lot higher ceiling. I think Carnell Tate has everything that you want to see. He's a great athlete. He's bouncy. He can catch. And he's basically has 0 negative plays all season. So stay tuned for that. After the combine, we will do a full ranking and player profiles once we get the numbers in. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to Just the Tape. Become a premium member for them. I don't get any money from that, but it's an invaluable resource. And if you think I'm wrong about anything I said, go ahead and leave it in the comments section. Tell me why I'm an idiot, but watch the film first. That's the only thing I ask. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.